Sahana vavatu Sahana bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant, and may we not cavil at each other. Om, peace, peace, peace unto us all. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sairam to all of you. We welcome all of you for the Satsang of the Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Arcadia. We are now going to start the study circle, and we are doing the Gita Vahin, the beautiful commentary by our Lord Sai on the dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So we are on chapter 10, page 45. If you got the soft copy in the email, look at it. It's chapter 10 and page 45. But if you have a hard copy, it's page 88. What about your old edition, Nirupama? Is the same 88?
Sorry, I was going to say if you have the old copy, it's I have page 91.
Huh?
Page 91.
91, yeah. So each edition of these things, is here 89. 89, and there you have 91, yeah. Yeah, 80. Yeah, last time also we got a little mixed up. So just anytime something we start wrong, please correct. This is page 89, where we will start with, thus Krishna taught Arjuna very clearly the qualification of both the Guru and the Shishya. So briefly we'll touch what we discussed last week. So we have been, Lord Krishna was talking about the various types of yajnas. People think yajna is only putting fire and doing the worship of the gods like Rudra, Chandi, or Vishnu, or Ganesha. But he says anything which is done for the highest good of the society to please God becomes a yajna. And he gave many examples, like when you go and give food to the hungry and provide health care to the needy and education to the people, shelter to the people. That is all also yajna. And then there is also another yajna, bhota yajna, where we feed the people. You feed the ants, you feed the birds, you feed the cats, dogs, whichever, because they cannot demand what you want. So you do that. That is called bhota yajna. And then third is important, is pitru yajna. That means you express gratitude to your parents. Swami says, head, blood, and dud. That means your head and your body is all given because of your parents. Otherwise, you are not here. So usually important is gratitude to parents. And the parents, how did they come? Because of the ancestors. So you should have the gratitude to a lineage, your parents and the ancestors, because of which we are here. That's pitru yajna. Then Rishi Yajna, that these great sages and saints over millennia, they have given these revelations, highest spiritual truths, which when we practice, it is for our highest good. And that is, when we study them, we are expressing gratitude to them. They don't want any special gifts, but what all they is grateful by studying their teachings. That is why Swami says, more than anything else, follow my teachings. That is the greatest gratitude you can express. And then we should have the Swadhyaya Yajna, study of the scriptures. That is what we are doing. That is Swadhyaya Yajna. And then use Dravya Yajna. People who have money, use it for good purposes instead of indulgence in sense pleasures. So try to use it for the good of others instead of for selfish ends. Then that becomes Dravya Yajna. Then the two most important yajnas I said, which don't need anything, is Japa Yajna. That is why Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter in Vibhuti Yogam 10 that Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi. I am Japa Yajna among yajnas. That means just repetition of the name of God. It doesn't need any special resources. Anywhere, in any place, any time, anyone can repeat the name of the God. So that is very easy and the best, easiest way to be connected with God. And then the highest is Jnana Yajna. Everything ends in Jnana. Sarvam Jnanam Kalpit. That means all the things is Jnana, to realize our true nature. That also doesn't need anything, just sitting in a quiet place and self-enquiry, stilling the mind and controlling the senses. You do the self-enquiry, then that is Jnana Yajna. So these are the various types of yajnas. And then when you do that, Swami talked about two things. Anything you learn, whether physics, botany, swimming, cycling, or rocket science, whatever you need a teacher, a disciple. And more so in spiritual path, you need a good teacher. But there are so many teachers who cause pain, not bodha. They say badha gurus, not bodha gurus. So we should be very alert and careful whom we choose as guru. So we are the most blessed and fortunate on this planet Earth among 8 billion people because we have our guru and God in one. Because most of the time you find a guru, good guru, and they show the way to God. So sometimes you have a wrong guru, they will show the path to a wrong place they have. So to get a good guru itself is a blessing. But to have guru and God as one, as an avatar, is our good karma many times. So we don't need to search for anything else. We found this is the ultimate experience. This is that's what Phyllis Crystal wrote, ultimate experience, Swami. And when Howard May said, this is where the road ends. So when you reach God, don't try to, that's what Swami says, don't go on looking here, there, everywhere. People did guru, that guru, this place. We can meet holy people, nothing wrong. But guru and God for us is Swami, and we need to make it clear. For that, Swami says, how do you know a guru? He should be a Brahmajnani, established in Brahman. Only that person you should accept as guru, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Only the person who is knowledge of Brahman is a guru. That is what. But here it is knowledge of Brahman, but Brahman himself, Swami himself is a Brahman, so we have no problem. So there is the guru. But if the problem comes here, disciple. Guru may be great. Disciples should be good. What should we have disciples? Prajnan. So you should have sadhana chatushtaya. 4 components of sadhana. What are that? Viveka, that is discrimination between real and unreal. Vairagya, dispassion. And then Shat Sampati, 6 virtues you should get. Anybody wants to say? Shama, which is control of the mind. Dhamma, control of the body and senses. Uparati, withdrawal from the outgoing world. We always want to go here, there, everywhere. Uparati, withdraw. And 4th is titiksha, forbearance, very important for a spiritual seeker. A lot of challenges, troubles, and pains are there. So Swami himself as an example. All these great masters are the examples of forbearance. Then 5th important thing is Shraddha, faith. Faith in what? Faith in your Guru, faith in God, faith in the scriptures, their teachings. You should have faith. And most importantly, faith in oneself, self-confidence, because this is your God is within you. You should have that complete faith in oneself. So when you have that, then the next 6th quality is samadhana. Then you will be maintaining the stage of equanimity where you take all the pairs of the opposites with the equal joy, joyful acceptance of everything in life. These are the Shat Sampati. Then the 4th sadhana is mumukshatva. We have intense hunger for God. We all have devotion, but lukewarm devotion. You should have complete, intense hunger for God. I want God and nothing else, like Sri Ramakrishna did, and many spiritual seekers, like Swami Vivekananda said, Rahavishta Buddhi, as if you are possessed by a ghost. The time that guy is possessed, you should be possessed by God, madness for God. So these are the things. Then if you have that kind of disciple, then whatever the God gives, the message or the teachings, and when we practice, we go to the goal. Otherwise, he says, however long we do, it won't take us. But if you have a good guru, like we gave the example of Sri Ramakrishna, like Swami Vivekananda was in search of everything. That what did Prajnan, what did Swami Vivekananda ask everybody? Did you see God? And everybody said, they talk about God. No, we didn't see. All these great people of that age, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Keshav Chandra Sen. But only one person, this man of priest of Dakshineshwar, said, yes, I have seen him, but I have seen him more clearly than I do see you. And I talked to that mother Kali. So he had that with self-confidence. So by his very touch, he transformed at that time Narendranath into Swami. He had that divine experience. He lost his body consciousness. Everything looked like Brahman. So that is the power of a guru. So Swami also, by his very touch, by his very smile and his looks, he transforms us. So we are lucky. So that is what we talked last week. So just we'll continue. Anything else, Rupama, we missed? Okay, so we'll continue on page 89. Please go ahead.
Sairam, I'll start with the paragraph right above. The Guru must study the virtues and qualities of the aspirant who seeks his guidance. He must not be moved or prejudiced by his wealth, status, or position. He must be able to judge the aspirant's heart, his real nature. The Guru must act as the alarm clock to the disciples who are caught in the sleep of Ignan. If the Guru is a miser and the disciple is a sloth, woe be to both. Thus, Krishna taught Arjuna very clearly the qualifications of both the Guru and the Sishya. Their conduct, scholarship, virtues, and weaknesses, activities, and characteristics. These valuable gems of advice were addressed not only to Arjuna, but to the whole world. All who seek to become either gurus or sishyas must pay attention to these precious words. The natures of the gurus and sishyas of today are in keeping with the low standards of today. In ancient times, a guru could be found only with great difficulty. Thousands of eager seekers searched in the forests for them, for they were so rare and so precious. Now, gurus are available at every street corner by the dozen, but true sishyas are declining in number. Both are deteriorating fast, and each is becoming as the other, suited to the other's level. The gurus have been reduced to the necessity of feeding and fostering sishyas. Not that it is wrong when the sishyas are worthy, but the gurus are afraid of the sishyas deserting them, and so they have to cater to their tastes and fancies. The sishyas claim to be guru putras, to be ashramvasis, sadhakas, etc., but their lives are untouched by the ashram atmosphere, sadhana, or sadhu qualities. They have not even elementary gratitude to the Guru. They mouth slogans like Krishna Pranam, but their acts only reveal Dehar Pranam, dedication to the body, not to God. Besides, the Sishyas lay down conditions. Their desire for recreation, easy living, and comfort has to be honored by the Guru. The Guru must endure the happiness of the Sishya without insisting on any sadhana or causing any loss or worry. Moksha might fall like a fruit right into their lap. The Guru should not recommend any rigorous discipline or rule of life. The Guru must respect all the wishes of the Sishya. If he goes against him, the Guru is immediately given up and condemned. So I'll stop there. This is it sort of goes along with a lot of what Swami has written and what we've read, describing the qualities of disciples and gurus. And he's really talking about what's in the modern day. I mean, some of this is kind of funny because it's, what he's saying is true. If you can find a lot of people that pass on this sort of persona of being, a spiritual teacher or a guru or a guide of some sort, but it's really having that discrimination and finding the person that is going to maybe challenge you a little bit, because what they do, what Bhagwan writes here is that these gurus that kind of come very commonly, that are sort of a dime a dozen, they're really striving hard to keep these disciples. So they sort of make things comfortable. But as we all know, the spiritual journey is not comfortable. It should not be comfortable. And it's through that, it's through our darkness, as Rumi says, through our darkness, we find our light. So that light that guides us through that darkness is our guru. And all the things we learn from our guru help in those situations. But when the guru sort of makes sure that we're comfortable or things are easy, it's not really helping our spiritual growth.
So because they are more interested in the number of disciples, the ashram, we have the number of people, so then you think you are great guru. So the real guru doesn't care how many disciples he has. He's interested. Swami himself said, I am interested in quality, but not quantity. I just have 10 good people. That is enough, not thousands of people. So that is why God really, the old days, the gurus, it is very difficult. They used to test them very rigorously. So some of the monks, I know, Sri Ramakrishna monks, they used to go into the Himalayas in such for doing their austerities and penance. And they say they used to come across some of the great saints and sages, how much austerities they practiced, how much rigorous tests their guru gave. Like I heard the story of Swami Chinmayananda, a lot of people know because he gave a lot of discourse on Gita and did yajnas. His guru was Tapovana Maharaj. So, you know some of those things, Pramila more. So that, but he didn't go there to see that guru. He just went as a journalist, as an inquiry who these people are. He want to expose this. They think they're all fake people, fake sadhus. He want to expose them. But then he realized this man is really a great soul who realized, but he had very handful of people around him. So the condition is he goes there, sits there, and people, the condition is he will give a talk on Upanishads, Mundaka Upanishads, Mandukya, Karika, Brahadari, just for a short talk. So then they will give in the morning. In the evening again, they will 2 sessions. In the evening they go, you have to repeat the whole thing, what he said. If you don't do that, out. So this Chinmayananda Swami was thrown out just because he didn't expect. So then he had to beg him, please, Swami, give me another chance. So then he practiced vigorously. That means don't go there just as if you are a disciple, just have a good time, just listen, have fun. You don't. So you need to have that kind of serious interest and really study and contemplate and practice. So that is those gurus in those days. If you read some other things, they used to give tough tests to the disciples. Then only they used to accept. And even they welcomed the test from the uh, disciples. You can test us, like Sri Ramakrishna example I told you last time, how Swami Vivekananda tested Sri Ramakrishna, putting gold coin, watching it. They accepted, test me. But once you tested and accept, you should not have wavering. That is the important lesson. Anyway, but has any comments or questions? You have something, Chiranjeevi? No, good.
Sairam. So for disciple, Swami also mentioned very simple. So in addition to bhakti and shraddha, he says simple and purity is also very important.
Yeah, once you, the whole spiritual practices we do is for the purification of heart. So that's why, as I often say, Jesus said in the Bible, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." If you are pure, then you are able to have face-to-face vision with God. That is, the purity is so important. The reason we are not able to see, like they gave beautiful example of a mirror. Mirror is covered with dirt. That is called mala. The mirror is there, but you don't see your reflection. Why? Because it is all covered with dirt, right? It's a mirror, but you can't see your reflection. Similarly, we have the divinity, but we are not able to see the reflection because of all the impurities, selfish desires, anger, greed, jealousy, pride. So all these impurities is covering it so that we don't see it. We are already divine, we are all pure, but we are not able to see in that reflection in our mirror because of this thing. So all these spiritual practices we go do selfless service, we do sing the hymns of the Lord, all this is get rid of this dirt, get rid of. That is why Lord Krishna says in Gita, Chittasya Shuddhaye Karmana. All the activities we do is for the purification of the heart. That's why Swami also said, purity is enlightenment. Purity is divinity. Once you are pure, you are equal to enlightened. So very important. So whatever we do, if we may do so much japa, meditation, service, but still we have these impurities, that means we need to revisit and intensify our sadhana. Yes, purity is very important. Anybody else? Any comment?
No, this is a very, you can go on. There's so many examples we have seen and have learned. The first thing right away that comes to my mind is Padmapada and Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara is a great guru, we all know, and Padmapada, who served him. Very, very touching thing is that he never questioned anything. He just served him, and that's what he wanted, and served him. But before he became the disciple of Adi Shankara, his name was Vishnu. Both are friends. Adi Shankara and Vishnu are friends. And that time also he realized that he is going to become a monk. Adi Shankara is going to become a monk. But then there is a big story that happens, how they were separated, and then how he meets him back in Kashi, and then takes his initiation from him, and then he follows him, Padmapada, and becomes Padmapada and serves him. And we know how the grace of God can give that highest realization of the self. So that is one story where he was serving, and he was actually washing his clothes, and then Adi Shankara leaves, and he did not realize that all the disciples have left. Then from there itself, he's asking, Guru, I'm coming, Then you come. He's on the other side. The moment he says come, he doesn't even think. He just runs, and wherever he puts his feet in the water, it becomes lotus. So that is why it's called Padmapada. So that tells how if you serve the Guru with that kind of purity, then with his grace, you will realize God. Then there is multiple, we can go on and on. The best thing immediately that comes to my mind again is what Swami, right now we talked about from Swami also, that he makes many people, and there are so many people, I wouldn't say disciples, but still there are so many wonderful people who followed Swami. Then immediately he doesn't give interviews or anything. They have been like sitting for 12 years, 10 years. He puts through that thing and he ignores them completely to tell that it needs the process to really understand it. It comes to a situation, then that meeting happens, and then we can really cherish that moment. After 10 or 12 years, somebody gets that interview, or that really, then we can relate and we can really cherish, and that moment will become our moment of our life. So why I'm saying is that whenever we go to a guru, we have to, it should not have any kind of expectations or anything. And if that's a guru, then he's going to take us fully, and we should have the complete faith, like what Padmapada did, and surrender to him, and he will give. And it going to take his own time, but as long as we don't forget him, we just always connect with him, and then do what he said, then definitely we will get that realization. We should have that faith.
Anybody else has any comments and questions? Yeah.
Sairam, it's very, very important that what Krishna said, that to have one guru, to focus on one guru and have the faith and surrender to one guru. On Guru Purnima Day in Sai Premanilayam, we had a very nice discourse. Swami was talking about that people wants to have the physical form. Once the Swami's physical form was gone, people are going all over the places looking for new gurus. And Swami said that if you and my connection is heart to heart, you don't have to go to anywhere else, and I am not going to go to anyone's body to come to you. So people need to listen to that often. If we have a lot of new people coming that they didn't have that connection with Swami when Swami was alive. So people need to know that, that Swami said there's one guru, and if your connection is with me heart to heart, I don't go to anyone, and you don't have to go look for me. It's someone else's. Thank you, Sai.
I know. Yeah, no, here you should remember what Swami clearly said, what Guru is. So three things everybody should remember. Number one, Guru is the one who shows Guri, goal of life. So that the self-realization, know who you are. So all these other gurus come to this place with me. Somebody was telling they were mesmerized because this one particular guru took them on the same plane with them, took some resort. So all these things, that is not the purpose of spirituality, is to make you realize. So real guru will tell you the guri. That's all. What is the purpose of life? So the second thing is, gu means darkness. Ru is removal. So he removes the darkness of the ignorance that we are all the time thinking, what do we think? I am this body, I am this mind, I am the intellect. We are all reveling in that. As long as we are in that, that is ignorance. So God will take, you are not that body, you are not that mind, intellect, you are the real you, is the self, Atma. So that is the Guru. And what is that particular self? That is Gu, Gunatita, Ruparahita. It has no name, no form, is beyond any attributes, beyond all the gunas. That is why Swami says the greatest ignorance is to confine him to a name and a form. Yes, that is a beginning, to see Sat Sai Baba is our Guru God, but don't confine him to that little figure. So he is much beyond that. He says he is omnipresent. He is in us, above us, below us, behind us, around us. So we should have that complete conviction. Actually, Lord Krishna says in Gita, those are the ignorant, mudha, he says. They say people who think I am this body, they are the greatest ignorant. He says also that they are insulting me, saying that I am this body. So he says, avajananti ma mudha. These mudhas are, these ignorant people are insulting me by saying that I am this name and form. So I am not only that, but I am all names and all forms. Everything is divine. So to confine God to that, but in the beginning we stay with the name and a form, but ultimately see Him in everything, everywhere, ever. That is the purpose. Anybody has any comments you have, Pravina?
Sairam, for that actually not confining to the body, we see even today how he shows up for so many people, so many ways. Where did this vibhuti comes from? You clean and put it, and then vibhuti shows. Wow! So if anybody has any doubt in the mind, you could see his all pervading that consciousness is.
Yeah, miracles galore. They say like in our Sai Prem Nilayam, that guy, what is his name? Julio, he just saw, he didn't want to move the chair. I wanted the chair to be moved. He said, no, Swami is sitting there. That man is, he didn't know Swami. He says, that man is sitting there. The man is sitting there. I won't touch it. So, and somebody said, oh, he's walking around. And same thing happened in the book center 25, 30 years ago. Swami confirmed. I related that to Swami. I heard that in Peru when I was there a couple of months ago. One lady was telling how Swami appeared to her in flesh and blood. And Kenya, when we were there, how two people related to that. That's why everybody doesn't see. We were all sitting there. I didn't see, but two people related. They saw Swami sitting in the chair. Some also, the one time in the stage. So that is well recorded. The people can experience. So he was, that is why we see that our magazine is outside the eternal companion. He was there, he is here, he will be there forever. So that conviction we should have. So he is with us. One question? Yeah.
People often ask, why is it that we don't meet people who have achieved liberation or the ultimate with Swami as the Guru? When Ramakrishna and Shankara could get lofty disciples, why Swami does not have such disciples? This is a question that people ask.
No, the Swami has great disciples. That is the difference between one thing we can. Nobody says the avatar. Like Ramana Maharshi came. That is, there are a group of great disciples he had, and some were inspired, about 10, 15. And Sri Rama, my father and me, I had one time, and my father said, oh, Sri Ramakrishna, you are a great disciple like Vivekananda, Brahmananda. Like, what was Swami? Avatar comes for the multitude, not just for a section. Like Rama came for millions of people. Krishna comes for millions. Jesus comes for millions. Same thing, Swami. There are millions of people who are followed, and we have seen so many people, their lives are transformed. What does the disciple mean? Their life should be transformed. Like even read Jesus had 12 apostles. Thomas, he was doubting even after Jesus. Oh, is really there? Peter, he is called Petra, means rock, on which I will found the church. And he denied Jesus Christ 3 times before the cock crows. So even there, we can't say that they had absolute faith. Similarly, Swami, I have seen people around Swami, complete faith. One time I met the Raja Venkatagiri, Junior Raja. He said he was in our apartment. He saw some color red and blue. If Swami says this is yellow, I will believe it is yellow. So there are people with complete, absolute faith, and they implicitly follow Swami's command and follow. There are many good people, and some of those are in the low profile. They don't know. The problem it is, people judge people around Swami. There are some so-called close people who are around Swami. They don't practice Swami's teachings. From that, they judge Swami's thing. The Swami says being near is not dear. There are so many people who may be far off, but they could be very dear to Swami. They practice Swami's teachings. When I went to Argentina, I saw one Pablo. He was very sincere devotee, just exactly what any God would expect to follow. Same thing, I once met a young man in Germany. He never even saw Swami. So it doesn't mean physically near is good, but more important is dear. And Swami has said, who is dear to God? He gave the qualities, and we have talked about it. So coming back to his, yes, there are many people, many disciples for Swami more than anybody else. We have got all over the world. But some of them you may not hear about them, but they in their own quietly they do practice Swami's teachings and live the life. Anybody else?
I was going to actually you made a couple of really good points, and I've also met a lot of people who have never actually had the physical darshan of Swami, but then they will receive messages from Swami in the guidance very implicitly. And I think one of the things, Uncle, you mentioned that we had read about here is that, the true guru doesn't necessarily need to have 1 million followers. They just want more quality than quantity. And so you were talking about the apostles of Christ. And I was thinking Christ is kind of an example of that, because in the beginning, when he was teaching, principles of love and compassion and being compassionate towards the poor, and he had very few followers. In fact, he had a lot of people, like you mentioned, that were kind of very skeptical of what he was saying, until he performed some miracles and until he actually proved himself of who his identity was. But even with Bhagwan, everybody kind of starts small, but then it's those people that those disciples that stick. And then maybe they bring generations of disciples, and then it just kind of comes that way.
Yeah, to have absolute faith in God, and Guru is also His grace. There are so many people, even Swami Vivekananda, such a great, Swami Sri Ramakrishna told before he left his body that he took a picture of himself and said, who came as Rama and Krishna is this, Ramakrishna, don't have any doubt about it, not in a Vedantic sense. But after Ramakrishna, for temporarily, for a short time, he was distracted. He wanted to go to a guru called Pavahari Baba. He's a great soul, that man saying. But then Sri Ramakrishna came in a vision. Do you think I have gone somewhere? Because people think once they leave the mortal coil that they have left. So it can happen. Same thing with Lord Jesus. So many of them got distracted and some came back. But the same Thomas who had doubt, he is the one who spread Jesus' message in India. He is the one who traveled all the way to India, particularly in Kerala, Malabar coast. That is why there are so many Syrian Christians in India, and also there is a basilica for Thomas in Chennai. So, and they have many followers. He took a lot of things, but he was martyred. He was killed in Chennai by the local people. So all these people, they sacrificed their life to spread the message. But they go through the test. So, but Swami has many people who are really great. I have seen personally who have dedicated their whole life to that. I remember one man who was a Vizag, just general regular devotee. He was doing so much Swami's work, and he had only one son. And that one son died. Everybody felt so bad. He is doing so much Swami's work. Then he came, and then Swami called him for an interview and tries to console him. He said, no, Swami, it doesn't matter. You gave, you took away, it doesn't matter. As long as you let me continue to do your work, I'm happy. So there are people like that. For them, the most important is Swami and his work, not their personal work or the family, their importance, but the highest is God. So that is the thing we need to think. That's why SAI, what is SAI? Swami first, and then I last. So first, Swami, we should give the priority in life.
Sairam, especially to assess somebody, because the devotion transformation is so much internal. When you just look at a person in a transactional world, it's very difficult to assess them. So even avatars, how many people, even for Lord Krishna, how many people thought that he was real divine? Not too many people. So like that, if they can avatar us, if we can't acknowledge true devotees, there's so many actually floating around in between us, we wouldn't know.
Yeah. That is why best important thing is don't judge others. Like Swami told me, I told you that lesson. He got so stern, and then I said, Swami, you gave darshan to not devotees when the bookstore thing. He gave stern. How do you know they are devotees or not? So the very fact we say some is devotee is not itself is judgmental. We cannot do that. We can do only one thing. How do we transform ourselves? How do you get more pure and more loving, compassionate, generous? That is the whole purpose of spirituality. Not to worry about who others are like. See, I'm saying only two things you need to know. Who am I? Who is the Lord? And what is my connection? Not to worry about all this and that and in the whole world, which takes us away from our goal. That to have that unpointed focus. That is the important. Yeah, let us not judge, but focus on our own progress. Okay, we'll continue next week. Sai Ram.